Yo, what is up, guys? We are back with the quarterfinals, the World Anime Fighting Tournament that we've been doing. Now, if you haven't seen it, make sure to check out the first round and the second round. Videos are already on the channel. Now, as you can see above, we got the quarterfinals matchups already. Without further ado, let's get into it. First match of the quarterfinals, we got a bleach on bleach crime here. We got Captain Byaku versus former Captain Sosuke Eisen. And this one's a pretty tough one. Obviously, Byaku just came a long way from whenever Eisen had his little clash with the Soul Society. And if you recall, during this, whatever that, the Arankar War arc, or whatever it's called, Eisen specifically said that there's two people that he thought he wouldn't be able to beat. I don't know if he said he wasn't able to beat, but he said they'd be a problem. That was Kenpachi and Captain Yamamoto. Didn't mention Byaku yet. That makes me think that he assumes that he would be able to beat him. And he is a smart guy, so I'm kind of inclined to take his word. But again, Byaku is stronger than he was then. That being said, I would still slightly give the edge to Eisen. So I'm thinking we're going to give Eisen the win here, and he's our first. He's the first person to move on to the semi. All right, so our second quarterfinal match, we've got the captain of former captain of Squad 9, Kame Tozen, and the current captain of the Odd Jobs Brigade. We got Mr. Gintoki, Silver Perm, Sakata here. Now, obviously, all things considered, it should be a very easy win for Kame Tozen. However, the way this match went down, Kame Tozen is blind. Gintoki told him that his shoes were untied. Kame bent down to try to tie his shoes, and Gintoki hit him on the back of the head with a bottle and knocked him out. And that is what happened, and that did give him the win. And it's not fair, but Gintoki is going on to the semifinals. That's just the way it is. I don't make the rules. Very shocking outcome in that quarterfinal match. And our next one, we've got Kawaki Uzumaki versus possibly former Admiral Issho Fujitora. And this is a very interesting matchup because I think that I feel like Fujitora would be at a bit of a disadvantage in this fight, given that, I mean, if you summon his obviously his biggest attack is dropping meteors. Just mentioned, great attack, very powerful. However, Kawaki could just use his Sekigahara or whatever it's called to freaking shrink all the meteors into tiny little negligible pebbles. So that pretty much takes his biggest weapon right off the bat. Kawaki's biggest offensive weapon is that whatever laser beam he does. If we assume, I'll assume that Admiral Fujitora's Haki could block that beam enough to at least not get severe damage. So then it basically boils down to who's the physically more skilled fighter, and I think it might be Fujitora, but I do think it's a very close match, and Fujitora barely scrapes by. Our final quarterfinal matchup, we've got two top contenders for King of the Pirates. We got Marshall D. Teach, also known as Blackbeard, and Straw Hat Monkey D. Luffy. This one's another insanely tough fight that I think is really tough. It's really tough to call. I mean, if you consider, Luffy did beat Kaido, which I think is the strongest character in the show that they've shown, at least. They've shown actually, use their full ability, to my knowledge. Of course, he didn't beat him like straight up exactly, but still, That is a pretty big feat to be able to beat him. But Blackbeard, I don't know. Blackbeard did beat Law, but I don't think we think Law is as tough as Luffy. I think I might give it just by the slightest edge to Luffy. Just the slightest edge. He is a main character. He gets a little bit of that main character rub. You know, it's kind of like when you're the champ and it goes to decision and you're in your hometown. You know, the judges, it's a close decision, so the judges maybe like cook the scores a little bit. You know, they juice the scores a little bit. So by the razor thin, somewhat controversial split decision, we'll give it to Luffy in this final quarterfinal matchup. So that makes the semifinal matchups: Sosuke Eisen versus Gintoki Sakata, and Admiral Fujitora versus Monkey D. Luffy. That video will hopefully be out tomorrow, and I am planning on making that one a little bit more. We're going to add a little bit of fanfare to it. That's my plan. So, what do you think about these matchups? Hope you enjoyed the video. That's all we got. Make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it if you made it through the whole video. And thanks for watching. And have a great rest of your day, you son of a...